It's always fun when you move your studio about and hope, fingers crossed, you've got the exposures and the camera set up correctly, and sometimes even your mic doesn't work, but we'll find out when we go to the editing suite. Anyway, without further ado, I've cleaned and tidied my studio, painted the walls, and I thought I'm going to play around with some new colour mixes. I'll explain in 1 second.
Time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't forget to click subscribe.
So thank you very much for watching that introduction, and welcome to Wales, where we paint away the stress of everyday life here in Wales, and sunny Wales today. It really is sunny Wales. Now I did say you're going to use a couple of different colours. So I've got a purple, which is basically like a dioxazine purple. I've got a darker blue. This is quite this is a warmer type of ultramarine blue that I've mixed up. I've got a purpley blue as well, which I've mixed up. I've got like a cobalt blue. I've got a Prussian blue, a burnt umber, a white, yellow ochre. Sorry, that's Mars black. Yellow ochre and burnt umber. There we are. I got it right. Okay, so I'm going to be using my medium mix. There you go, my medium mix, which you'll find at www.clive5art.co.uk. And I'm also going to be using a little bit of retarder as well. So I'm just going to move these two containers just off shot. Now you might be thinking, well, what's that type of blue with this type? Well, I've been mixing colours. I've been mixing colours purposely to add new stock onto my website, which is www.clive5art.co.uk, because I make my own paint. So I've been coming up with some new colours, and I just thought, I tell you what, I thought I'll make a do a painting and just try and use a couple of these colours in the painting just to see what it looks like. So I don't know what this is going to turn out like, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is, let's just get a little bit of this dioxazine purpley colour there with some white, titanium white. What I was thinking of doing, I go, oh, that's a lovely colour. What I was thinking of doing is doing something like something like a science fiction type of landscape, maybe, because I thought, thinking of Mars and things, I was thinking of maybe that would be good today. We'll play around a little bit with the colours, because I wanted to get these colours. I'm going to use a little bit of this lovely colour blue as well. You can see that's quite a rich looking blue. I want to make this quite a science fiction-y type of out there type of scene. I don't know, I'm making this up as I go along. So my videos aren't well, I should say I don't actually make a point of knowing what I'm going to be talking about. I just waffle. And this is just me. This is me. Hello, this is just me. This is what I'm like in normal life. And I say normal life because a lot of people tend to be different on camera. So I'm just going to use a little bit of black and a little bit of Prussian blue. I just want to darken this area up here a bit like that. And they do. They try to be different on camera, but I'm just me. I'm just me. I just like to be loose and free like my paintings. Loose and free like my paintings. I've got to make sure that I'm not picking up the colours I don't want to pick up, because I'm just trying all these different blues and things out at the moment and just seeing how they look. There you go. I don't know. I'm just putting it on at the moment. My board is moving. Well, I've come into the studio and over the last couple of days, and I've been tidying my studio up because it needs it. It certainly does. certainly needed a cleaning up. My wife came in, she said, Clive, you've got to get out there and clean that studio, because it's been smelling a little bit damp, because my studio's outside in the garden, and it's got a little bit damp over the winter period because I haven't had much heating on in here. Been trying to save the money, but unfortunately I thought I'd save some money by not heating the studio as much, but this cost me more money in paint than what it would have done if I'd just put the heating on. So maybe next winter I'll just put the heating on, it's easier. Save myself some money and a lot of work as well. Yes. So I'm just blending this in together, just playing, thinking of colours, thinking there's maybe a bit of blue in there. I don't know, this could be just, this is just a going to be like a moonscape, maybe some sort of distant planet. That's a planet. That's a good idea. Planet. It could be. I could do a planet with some moon things in the sky. Oh dear, dear, dear. Anyway, I'm just thinking about a background at the moment. And I move my cameras, I move my lights about a bit, and I need to just adjust things a little bit. I don't want too much glare on this painting, because I gotta get a bit of glare on here. I've been trying to avoid glare. Well, Claire's a nice girl, but I've been trying to avoid the glare as much as possible, but sometimes it's not so easy. So I want to get a bit of glow in the sky like this. Maybe just a little bit more white. Maybe just down like that. Get a bit more white then. Just make it. I don't want them to look like clouds, because this is a futurescape. So I'm trying to get these maybe funny looking squiggle marks in the sky like this. I don't know, maybe it's just dust in the air. Could be anything like that, couldn't it, really? Right, I'm gonna dry that with a hairdryer and check everything is working. I'm hoping that is dry enough. I'm just gonna wash my brush a bit, because it's got a lot of that purpley colour on it. I want to try and get that off if I can. Right, let's get a little bit of this purple. I'm thinning it down a little bit. There we are. I don't want it too thick. I'm just taking a bit off my brush. I'm hoping maybe it's stronger than I thought, actually. No, that's stronger than I thought it was going to be. Now, we don't know until we try sometimes, and because I'm doing this video and I haven't painted this before, I normally got a pretty good idea what I'm going to be doing when I'm making videos. Not that I plan anything, but I normally got a pretty good idea. I'm just going to take that off with a little bit of kitchen paper like that. Okay, so let me step back and have a little look at this, and let's get a bit more of this in there. And that could be fading down there, get a bit more bright up here. Make it look wispy. Make it look a little bit wispy. Not so harsh there. Maybe a little bit lighter there. building that up. Yeah, I'm liking it. Let's get a little bit of this blue colour into that sky. I want this side just slightly darker than over there, just to set things off a bit. Just let things work. Sometimes it's better just to let things happen, you know. It really is. Let's just get a bit of this colour. A little bit of moisture. I'm using a little bit of that medium mix I said that you can get from www.clayfiveart.co.uk. I'm just going to get just a line, just to give myself something to work to. And I'm going to blur that in just like that. And I think what I can do now, have I got a toothbrush? I got a toothbrush here somewhere. I used to have a toothbrush here. You're going to have to give me a minute to see if I can oh, I got it. I've found it. Look, I was quick. I found it. So I've got a toothbrush. So I'm just going to pick up a bit of white paint. I'm going to make a mess of my new board now, and I'm just going to just put some stars just in the sky like that. I just want to get a dry brush. Well, I say just a wet brush, damp brush. Now, if you're making sure that you know your paint is going to be dry, so don't go doing this if you're not sure of that. But I'm just going to take out, just to raise in the ones I don't want, away from those clouds areas like that. Or you could have put the stars in first, it's entirely up to you. Just a thought as I was going on. There we are, we've got a nice looking type of sky there now. Okay, let me think. Wouldn't it be good if we put in, let me just wash this brush. Where's this brush that I was using? This is the same brush that I started with. We have fun sometimes in this studio. We really do. I'm really enjoying this. I'm actually making this up now as I'm going along. I think this is fantastic. I'm really enjoying this. So let's get some of that dioxazine purple and a little bit of this Prussian blue. I think dioxazine purple and Prussian blue, because I want to make a circle like this. Let's see if I can get this. I'm just going to change my brush. I'm picking up a smaller sort flat. I'm picking up some white. I'm going to smidge it in. This is my new word now, smidge it in. And these colours are what I've decided to come up with. A new range of blues. Which allow you to make some lovely purples. And they'll be available on the website in the next coming weeks, I would imagine. Depends how quick I can get them mixed, because I make my paints by hand. It takes me a while to mix paint, you know, so because I mix little batches at a time, and for several tubes. I don't do a lot, and but it keeps me busy. Picking up a bit more white. A bit like Gallifrey, where Doctor Who lives. We could say this was Gallifrey, couldn't we? Don't want any hard edges, so we just put some soft edges in, please, like that. Take your time. Don't be like me. I'm a little bit in a rush sometimes because I just want to get the video done. But I quite like developing colour sometimes, and I'll do a painting like this just to give me an idea of what these colours are looking like. So it's more of a colour palette than the painting, if that makes any sense to you. All I'm looking for really in this particular thing is the colours that I'm actually getting from the darkest colours over there, which has got a lot of the black and the Prussian blue, and it's coming into the purpley blue colours there, and the more purple this side, and it's looking quite surreal at the moment. So what I thought I'd do is get a little bit of this. Let's get some of this nice blue colour. A little bit of that in there. I just want to darken it up. I just want to bring in a few, maybe a little bit lighter. A bit light. I don't know, this type of mist, cloudy mists. I don't know, is it cloudy mist? Maybe, you make it up. You tell me what it is. Try and be inventive. Try and be creative as well when you're doing things. Don't paint things for any particular reason. Just get a brush and just have a little go and try and let your imagination run wild, because that way then we can build things up. We get more of an understanding of things. So black, Prussian blue, black and Prussian blue, making some sort of rocky outcrop of landmass or something. Now, I'll tell you what this is reminding me of. I don't know if anybody's been to Tenerife or Mallorca or something like that, and you've got these spray can artists, and they spray can in things. Now, I've done a bit of that, and I quite enjoyed it actually. And this is what this is starting to remind me of, is something that I would do if I had a spray can. And it's like that type of spray can art that you can get. That's what it's all about, really. I'm just thinking now, talking about spray can art, what would I do if I did have a spray can? Well, I think I would put another I think I'd put another planet in, maybe. So we'll put another planet in. Like that. Just leave that there. Okay. So Let me think. Do I need to dry that? I think I need to. I think I'm going to take 5 minutes out, and I'm just going to dry this, so it'll be 5 minutes for me, but as quick as this for you. So what I've done, as I was drying that, because I just wanted to speed things up a bit, I got a little bit of Prussian blue and white, and as you can see, I've just added a little bit of mist there, so I'm just going to finish that off. I'm just going to get a little bit of white now, just to give us a little bit of highlight, because I just wanted to separate those rocky thingies basically from the front. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of that mist there like that. And the reason I did that is I'm going to start using some yellow ochre and burnt umber now. So I'm going to get some burnt umber, still using the same brush. I'm going to bring a little bit of this Mars black over to it, because I want to darken it up a bit. There we are. I want to darken that up. Then I'm going to put my brush down there like that. I'm going to pick up another brush, similar size brush, but this time I'm just going to get some yellow ochre and a little bit of burnt umber like this. Yellow ochre, just a touch of burnt umber, just to change the tone of that yellow ochre. And I don't know if you noticed last week when I did the desert scene. If you haven't, it's in the iCards. It's in the iCards. Have a look at the desert. Same type of thing, but this time I'm just using a brush instead of a palette knife, because I use a palette knife. And as I was painting that, funny enough, the other week, it drew my mind to this type of landscape, because I thought the desert looks quite desolate. It looks quite like a moonscape or a different planet, doesn't it? And if you think about it, they did Star Wars and things and in the desert, so I would imagine that it could be quite like that myself. But there we go. Okay, I'm just going to bring in some yellow ochre. I'm going to bring a bit of white into it now, just to brighten things up a touch. They say as you come forward they should get darker, but it's not always the case. I wanted to put a bit of highlight in, so just to give it a little bit more of that depth type of feeling. And as I've said, I just make things up sometimes, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Get a bit of blue. Just in the front, just to give it that bit of a blue tinge. I don't want it to go green. Well, a little bit green, but it doesn't matter if it's a little bit green. Just want a little tinge of blue just in the front there like that. Again, burnt umber and yellow ochre. Doing another type of mountain come thing there. Just like that. As I said, it looks like that desert painting, doesn't it? I'm just thinking. When I go quiet, sometimes I just think. I'm thinking on the fly, as they say. Just thinking about my next process. And that now is to get some of this darker colour that I've mixed. Because this has gone tacky now, I can pull it off. Very much like using a palette knife, but you're using the brush. Because this is tacky, it's going to pull the paint off the brush. You can play very clever sometimes and use all these different techniques to your advantage. And this is the wonderful thing about acrylics, is it gives you the ability to do things you couldn't do with oils, or you could do with oils, but it would take a lot of expertise. But acrylics makes things a lot easier sometimes. There we go. I'm just playing around with shapes. I want to get this one a lot darker. And then just keep playing. Don't worry, just let things happen. I get a little bit of blue actually. Just adds a little bit of dimension to this planet that we're building. All we need to do is paint Doctor Who's TARDIS in this. It'd be fun. You could do that. You could do that if you wanted to. This is your world. And then, in the famous words of old Bob Ross, that he used to say, "This is your world. This is where your imagination lives." And that is very, 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 very true. Especially when you're painting this type of landscape. This is what they call dry brush. Let's put a few. More rocks and shapes in. A bit more Prussian blue. Bit black. Get a bit of that blue colour coming down. Maybe there's some blue light coming off that planet. The blue planet. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe that's the blue glow coming off that planet like that. We could get our little card, couldn't we? Let's get our card. Let's put some. Doesn't matter, just make it up, make it look like, make it look kind of, I suppose we could put a TARDIS or something in there, couldn't we? I don't know, it's quite desolate, isn't it? Desolate is the word I think I'm looking for. Let's get some more. Sun in there like that. What do you think? I don't know. What would you think? I tell you what we could do. No, look. I got this a little bit of kitchen paper that all my little bits of paint on. So I thought maybe if I just tap that into that. Circle up there. Like that. We could get what else can I do? Let me see if I can do this. I need a nice soft brush for this. Let me get a little bit of very thin wash of a paint. I'm hoping I don't spoil this now. And I'm just going to mist that off. Just a touch like that. Because it's a little bit harsh. All I've done is just put a little bit of white paint just over the top of that, just to dull it back a touch so it makes it sit further back into the landscape like that. Maybe get a little bit of that. There you go. And you could put a rock in there, or I don't know. I leave it to you. I think I'm going to leave it to you. I think it's just a bit of fun. It's just me playing around, having a bit of fun in the studio, and just trying out some colours. And I want to thank you very much for joining me in the studio as I was playing with paint. And sometimes best thing you can do is enjoy yourself. So from me, have a good day. Don't forget to click the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. Let me have a comment. I will try to get to them. I get hundreds and hundreds of comments a day, so it's very difficult. If I don't reply, I do read as many as I possibly can, so don't worry. And I'll see you next week for another great lesson. Thank you very much. Any ideas, let me know, and I'll see if I can paint what you like. Bye.